Good evening, friends. On behalf of SME Chamber of India and Tata Daily Business Services, I welcome all the panelists and participants present for today's program, webinar on shaping business digital transformation for the SMEs. We have a good panelist over here today. So I welcome all the panelists. I'll give you a short intro and profile of the speakers. Just short introduction. We have a Miss Romsha Singh. She is a SME Regional Marketing Manager, Tata Tele Business Services. Romsha's career over a decade of experience in B2B market space. She has been instrumental in designing and implementing few of the finest marketing initiatives during her career to solve many technical business problems. In her present role with TTBS, she has been working closely with SME organizations and helping them to accelerate in their technology adopting journey. Prior to TTBS, she has been associated with Vodafone India Limited. We have Mr. Devjyoti Mohanty. He is the CEO, AIC-Nalanda Institute of Technology. He has around 30 years experience, mostly working in startups. He has hands-on experience in verifying operational zones such as healthcare operations, core functions, consumer products, investment banking, renewable energy, clean technology, and social sector. Welcome, Mr. Mohanty. We have Mr. Prem Naraindas. He is a founder and CEO of Katonic.ai. So his aim to bring machine learning operations to the enterprises that can't afford to invest years into a platform, and instead of want him to the MI ground running. Katonic has built a data science platform for the masses that Netflix, Airbnb, Uber, Google, and the big players have been building internally for the years. And we have Mr. Chandrakant Salunkhe. He is a founder and president of SME Chamber of India and Federation of Indian SME Associations. So I welcome all the panelists and I request Sri Chandrakant Salunkhe ji to give their welcome address. Over to you, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay. Hello, Mahesh, ऐकू येते आवाज येते माझा? Hello, Mahesh, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. Friends, good afternoon. On behalf of SME Chamber of India and SME Export Promotion Council as well as SME Technology Development Council, I welcome at this very, very important webinar, which is focusing on the particularly shaping digital transformation for SMEs. We are fortunate that every moment, every time, and every event we are getting support from Tata Tele Business Services, and they are the forefront. They are on the forefront to give the value addition services to the SME sector, industry, and manufacturing industry during this pandemic. We are aware that the SMEs are playing very important role, and during this pandemic, every businesses face a lot problem because of the working from home. Rather, I use the word doing business from home, and that's why it's a very important that digital transformation, digital development, and digital system is very, very important for each and every system. Friends, we are aware that globalization has made a very, very systematic role and passage to every businesses, every institution, and every system, that how we can use and how we can develop our connectivity through different platforms. We know that ICT is very, very important for the lifeblood of this change, and this change has resulted in a new economy known as a knowledge economy. Knowledge is the most important asset in the economy, and especially for the knowledge is the best for SME sector. In fact, that the high growth rate in every economy during 1990s onwards which we saw that in productivity and employment rise was due to the early and fast adoption of the ICT, and where the Tata like a huge the industrial zone working for the providing the systematic support to the each and every businesses in India. Especially, I would like to highlight that in the SME sector are not well prepared for the face to the challenges during the pandemic. But nevertheless, the Tata and other organizations have played very important role and provided level playing field and other digital platform, and especially smart business solutions, which is the systematic solutions which utilized by the every businessman. Even those never utilized a smartphone for the different purpose, but now they come to know what is the meaning and what is the importance of the smartphone. So therefore, friends, the SME sector is a vital sector. The SME sector is very important sector. The SME sector is very potential sector for each and every aspect and each and every particularly support where we can think about SME sector. So we would like to shape the digital transformation through this webinar, and we would like to extend our helping hand, knowledge hand, and platform to support, to empower, educate, and strengthen the MSME sector for a better productivity, better quality, and better services to make their employees happy, customer happy, suppliers happy, and mostly to make the profitable venture for their future. We are aware that SME sector always face a problem for allocation of funds for the technological development, but we are pursuing through banking sector, we are pursuing from the digital India perspective that how MSME can be provided handholding to develop, transform their businesses by utilizing the smart business solutions, how the digital India is works. And similarly, we have launched digital SME platform. Today we are celebrating 71st birthday of our Honorable Prime Minister, who has shown the vision and path and mission to each and every person in India, where we can use this platform, use this concept, and use this system for transforming businesses for not only for local competition, but in the world market also. SME Chamber of India is playing very important role, bringing all the stakeholders together. Like today, we have Mr. Singh from the Miss Singh from Tata Tele Services, Mr. Mohanty from the AIC-Nalanda Institute of Technology Foundation, and Prem is with us also. And particularly the delegates that joined today, they are going to explore this opportunity into business opportunity, because understanding the advanced technology gives more support to acquire that technology. So we have to learn more from the Miss Romsha that how Tata Tele Business Services is providing value addition, smart business solution, and additional support services where to enhance knowledge, to enhance capacity, enhance capabilities, and strengthening them for a better business growth. So with this word, I welcome all the panelists at this very important webinar, and mostly the delegates. Those are hungry to understand more about the knowledge, IT, ICT, and technological platform, where they can transform their system. They can shape their digital system for transforming better business growth. Thank you very much, and I welcome Romsha Singh to give a value addition in this talk, so that they can develop more connectivity and more ideas. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chandrakant, sir. It's always a pleasure to hear you. And whenever you set the context of any webinar, I mean, half of our work is done right there. So we just talk a little bit more about how we're going to help SME. So as very rightly pointed out by Chandrakant sir, yes, Tata Tele Business Services has been around the corner to help small and medium enterprises with their digital transformation, IT transformation journey. And we have been helping a lot of customers. Today what I'm going to do is I have a small presentation to share with you all. So allow me to share my screen. Mahesh, do confirm if it's visible.
Yeah, it's visible.
Cool. So yeah, we are talking today about shaping digital transformation for SME. I really wanted to start my presentation with a few stats. Here are some stats around the evolving digital world and how business models are changing to cater to the online customer. So if I have to talk about studies has shown that our customers, including each one of us sitting here for this webinar, uh, do a Google search for information online before buying any products and services. And we tend to do 12 such online researches before we finally go ahead for any products or services. Uh, and from the B2B perspective, I have to talk about 74% of the customer research work purchases online. And thanks to the lockdown situation, which we have been facing since last 1.5 years, there has been a steep increase in the use of social media. Now, with all these changes, what have the businesses adopted to? First and foremost, 61% businesses have gone online, and more than 50% marketing investments are being done in digital format. So, for sure, digital transformation is the need of the hour. And in fact, I'll go ahead a step and say that digitization is not just around the corner; it's almost here. It's already here. In fact, digital transformation is fundamentally changing our economy. And for small and medium enterprises, it is a central central challenge in the coming near future. But the question arises that how can digital transformation for SMEs succeed? And that's where organizations like Tata Business Services come into picture to help all the SMEs in their digital journey. So before I move ahead, personally, I feel that there are three levels of digital transformation for SMEs. The first being digital infrastructure. I mean, that's a basis of any digital transformation for be it SMEs or for large enterprises. And I may sound very, trivial here that, the first step is the infrastructure, but yes, for small and medium enterprises, it becomes all the more important to talk about it. Be it, access to internet, be it, computers, software, everything, website, your social media presence, everything comes into digital infrastructure. The second being network information and communication. I mean, none of us can deny the fact that the big data has been the buzzword for this digitalization in recent times. It is about our analysis and evaluation. Another example of network communication, what I love to talk about is the triumph of cloud-based, ERP and CRM solution which we have seen. And the third pillar being the network products and services. I mean, none of us can deny the fact how much IoT, Internet of Things, have been talked about recently, and the importance can be felt even by individuals like you, me, and everyone out here. In fact, I really want to quote this day-to-day example when it comes to IoT. There was a time when we used to order pizza by calling a pizza house, and then once the order has been placed, there's nothing which we could have done but sit and wait for the pizza to come to us. Now with this whole IoT coming to picture, what has happened that we have started doing the orders through the app, and once the order is done, we do the payment online. And once the online payment has been done, we then get an estimated delivery timelines to us, and we keep tracking the delivery guide. I mean, this all has been possible because of the IoT solution in place. There's a continuous communication happening from delivery service, the delivery guy. The data has been sent to the system, and that's where these information keep coming to us. So, as I mentioned, these are three pillars which personally I feel that any SME needs to take care of before they start their digital transformation journey. Now, what I'm going to do or show you today is talk about few of our products and services which generally help our SME friends in ensuring that they are digitally capable and technologically strong to ensure business resilience. But before I talk about it, I'm going to just show you a small product showreel, which for sure doesn't comprises all of our products, but yes, still talks a lot about various products and services which we provide to our SME friends. So enjoy this video before I start. And this is just not the complete list. It's only few of the most innovative solutions which we thought are beneficial to our SME friends, and that's what we have tried putting it out here. So I'm not going to talk about and bore you all with all the products and services here, but yes, I will take a few of the IT solutions and talk to you about basic features and how it's going to benefit your organization. The first product being Smart VPN. It basically enable cross geography inter office secure connectivity for your businesses. I'm going to talk about it in detail in my next few slides. The second product which I'm going to take up today is cybersecurity. I mean, none of us can deny the fact that how critical this solution has become in today's scenario. Thanks to COVID situation, we have seen a steep increase in cyber attacks, be it SMEs, be it large enterprises. So now we at Tata Tele Business Services feel that it's one of the most critical solutions for any SMEs to adopt to right now. The third being the IoT solutions, which I'm sure all of you must have seen my video as well. The IoT portfolio which we have, I'm going to talk about in detail. And the fourth being a very smart product from the House of Tata Tele Business Services, which is a Smart Flow. So basically, it's a cloud communication solution for a business world without boundaries. So without any further delay, let me just first talk about Smart VPN, what exactly it is. So it is basically a solution which connects your business to endless possibilities through the comprehensive WAN networking solution. If I have to talk about the features of this particular product, the first being MPLS VPN, which connects your business networks from anywhere, including remote location. The second being Internet VPN, a very low cost connectivity with a managed security services overlay. The third being MPLS on LT. So it helps in all the remote branch connectivity on LT SIM. Fourth, obviously, is a secure connect, which we provide through this Smart VPN. And fourth, giving access to your business even while you're working from home. So these are the features of Smart VPN. It's an integrated solution for SME, and we feel that all this together ideally help our SME businesses to perform well when it comes to any WAN networking solution for them. The second being cybersecurity, as I mentioned, that we feel that in this current scenario, it is one of the most critical solutions for any organization to ensure that their businesses are secured. Because for us, we personally feel that any data breach or any data loss is just not the data loss or the data breach which is happening. It's basically the organizational reputation loss which any SMEs face. So we do feel that this is one of the most critical solution for you all. It's again an integrated solution for all the SME friends. And the features which we have included is the endpoint security, which is basically protecting your all the devices, be it smartphone, laptops, etc. Email security, which makes your email safe by blocking spams, viruses, malware. Third being your web security. Fourth being your virtual firewall, and fifth being multi-factor authentication, which has become so handy and so useful for all the organization in this COVID situation while people are working from home. It helps verify the remote workforce. So it creates a second layer of user authentication, so a very soft push. So again, an integrated solution. It's not like just one or two solutions, but an integrated host of solution under cybersecurity. And when it comes to cybersecurity, it's just not the product which we offer to SME. It's a complete solution which we offer. When I say solution, we talk about the consultation which we do with our SME friends, the testing, what helps, what doesn't help a particular SME, the implementation, and of course, we are there for any incident response as well. Coming to IoT solution, there are four major IoT portfolios under our IoT head. First being smart fleet tracking, which is majorly used by any cargo logistics, manufacturing, pharmaceuticals, cold chain logistics. The second being school bus tracking, which is majorly used by schools and colleges, and at times by IT and ITS to ensure transportation of the workforce. The third being workforce tracking, which are majorly used by organizations who needs to keep a track on their feet on street, like marketing research company, FMCG, and other sales company, last mile delivery services and service providers. And fourth being asset tracking, which are majorly used by courier and logistic company, multi-stage processing, high-value asset tracking. And again, at Tata Business Services, we are providing end-to-end managed services when it comes to IoT portfolio. So be it device, be it any kind of sensors you want to install in these devices, fuel sensor, temperature sensor, anything, be it the connectivity, be it the user interface or the hosted interface. Everything is being provided from the house of Tata Business Services. Coming to the fourth product, and a very interesting product, SmartFlow. As it's clearly mentioned here, it's a cloud communication solution which we have provided for all our SME friends. It's basically a very smart, multimodal, multifunctional, flexible, highly scalable, secure, and reliable suite of cloud-based communication solution. A very small snippet of SmartFlow before I talk about it in detail. In fact, this video completely talks about itself. This product is a very recent launch from the House of Tata Business Services. This product got launched this year in the month of January, and we feel very proud that within first 6 months of its launch, it has won loads of accolades. In fact, a recent win has been a CIO Select Award, where it was declared as a telco grade cloud communication suite of the year. So all my friends here sitting out, hearing us out, do come forward, harness the power of cloud with the smart, flexible solution, cloud communication solution, which we have to offer to all of you. I won't take much of the time now in talking about products and solutions. There are a host of products and services. In case anyone is more interested to know about any further products and solutions, we'll be more than happy to connect one-to-one. But yes, something which I'm going to leave you all today before I end my presentation is quite simple guidelines on technological solution when it comes to SME. And I talked about these to all my existing customers, and it has been those customers come back to me and say that this really helped us a lot. And that's where I thought that even if XYZ organization SMEs are not my customer, it's still going to help them out when they are talking about or starting their journey on digital transformation, technological transformation. The first guideline I'm going to talk about is renting it and not owning it. Trust me, my friends, technology is not a real estate which will ever appreciate. So never go for owning a technological solution. Always try to go on a rental model. And you have loads of partners and vendors out there whom you can contact with, and ensure that they provide the services on a rental model rather than uh, you know you are purchasing the assets or services for a long time duration. Second being selecting fit for purpose. I mean, all the SME friends sitting out here will agree with me that each of your needs are very unique and very simple, and your business processes keep evolving over the period of time. So, as and when the business processes keep evolving, your requirements of IT and technological solution also keeps changing. So, always try to go for fit for purpose rather than large scale down solutions, which are majorly and actually meant for large enterprises. Third, bill as you grow, pay as you use. So, what do I mean when I say bill as you grow and pay as you use? In simple and plain words, go for OPEX model. Keep your CAPEX only and only for your core businesses. That's where that's where you're going to benefit, and you're going to have the maximum revenue from. Fourth, always try to look for integrated solutions. Trust me, my friends, I've been in the industry, I've been talking about products and services to my SME customers, and I have realized that when you go for silos product, that is much more costlier to you rather than going for integrated solution as per the complete requirement, IT requirement, and technological requirement of the organization. And last being, ensure that there is support and their support is linked to your spend and it is not a fixed cost. Because as I mentioned, IT talent for sure is expensive, at least in this country for sure. So always try to ensure that support is linked to the spend. So these are those 5 simple guidelines I'm going to leave you all today with. And with this, I'll end my presentation right here. So happy to connect with you all. All our different channels and modes of communication are displayed here. We have our toll-free number 1800-266-1800. We have our website where you can go through our host of products and services and loads of other material on SME industry. Subscribe to our channel, YouTube channel, connect through Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. That's from my side today. Over to you, Mahesh.
Thank you, Romsha. It was a good presentation and know-hows of the technology. Romsha, we just wanted to understand how should an organization select a technology partner, and what are the key parameters one need to be keep in consideration. So, what is your thought on this?
So, Mahesh, I'll answer in a simple way that as I mentioned that each of our SME needs are very unique and very and it keeps changing over the period of time. Today, I might be an organization who has started my business in Delhi, but 5 years down the line, I may want to expand it to other geographies across the nation. So the first criteria which I always talk about is that choose a partner who has a pan India presence, because that's going to help you in a longer run. Maybe short run you might think that I don't need it. I'm only Delhi based. A Delhi based organization can help me out, or a Mumbai based organization can help me out. But trust me, it becomes a cumbersome process for you to change or onboard another partner while you are expand on an expansion mode. So first, the one thing which I'll always say to any of the SME friends, always try to go for a national vendor. Secondly, always try to be be in a consultation kind of a relationship with your vendor partner, because that's going to help you out. You are there to you're there as a you know about your core business, but you don't know about IT and solution, technological solution which is going to help you, and that's where your vendor partner comes into picture. So until that person, that organization is actually working hand in hand with you as a consultant partner to you, it becomes a very difficult situation for the SME to understand the needs and accordingly convey to a their vendor partner and then get the solution on board. And thirdly, another important point, which in fact I talked about in my last slide, was try going for integrated solution rather than going for a silos of products, because that's again because SMEs are always trying to find a way where they can uh, minimize on cost. When the cost optimization is what they're always looking for. So, integrated solutions, ideal solution is going to help them under cost optimization. So these are the few basic things which I'll leave all of you to think about or ponder about before you choose your IT vendor partner.
Thank you, Romsha. So we have a good participants here, and we wanted to hear from the participants also. We wanted to understand their views, their requirements. We have here a short poll. Okay, so 4-5 questions are there. So I'll ask my team to just start the poll, and then I'll move to the next question, Romsha. So I request all the participants, poll is here. So vote the poll. Okay, and I'll move to the next question. Meanwhile, Romsha. So you spoke about the role of the technology in today's business. Okay, so what is your advice to the businesses who are not adopted the technology? They are still relying on the old methods. And how can they start their digital adoption journey? What will be your 2 to 3 key points, quick steps, which each business should take stay relevant, more from the SME perspective? How will address this?
I mean, I really need not answer this question, Mahesh, because all of you must have realized the importance of going digital thanks to the COVID situation. In fact, it reminds me of a very nice quotation. In fact, a very nice theory which was coined by Charles Darwin, theory of evolution, which meant that in long run, if the organizations or the people who is going to survive are the ones who will improvise and collaborate. So, and this COVID situation has again proved it very true. So, all the SME friends, all the SME organizations who were thinking to delay their, digital transformation journey, COVID-19 actually pushed them to. In fact, in my recent conversation with one of my customer, he very rightly pointed it out that COVID-19 has become the unofficial chief, digital officer of a lot of organizations, and that's so true. So my suggestion to you all will be that there's no point further procrastinating it. I mean, there have been losses to businesses who delayed their digital journey or technological journey, and they were at loss during the COVID-19 situation. So there is no point delaying it, my friends. Let's accept it. Our customers are sitting online. I mean, the stats which I showed was from a report from Forrester, and that stats talks about it that our customers are also online. So why can't we be there? Why can't we ensure that we are digitally present there to cater to our customers? So move ahead immediately. Get a partner in place who's going to help you out, day in and day out, and works with you for your digital adoption journey. So that's something which I'm going to leave you all today with.
Thank you, Romsha. I hope all participants must have gone through the poll. I'll request those who are not yet to answer the poll. So please answer to the poll, and I'll invite next panelist, Mr. Devjyoti Mohanty, Chief Executive Officer, AIC-Nalanda, Institute of Technology and Foundation, and he is going to talk on enhanced decision making with IT solutions. Over to you, Mr. Mohanty.
Yeah, thank you, sir. And thank you, Salunkhe sir. Thank you, the SME Chamber. In fact, I am now a little confused whether I should go back a few years or go back just a few months. But I think, Romsha, you have clearly nailed it with your 5 points, which is absolutely a requirement now. I would go with the second one first, because one needs to first identify where are the pain points. And if I were to go back, it's like eating the elephant or closing my eyes and describing the elephant. So a lot of times we've seen the SME sector, and I am a part of that, where we get a little unnerved by the words of digitalization or information technology. If I were to break it, I mean, before digitalization, there was automation. So automation is a process that is done automatically without periodic interference. Digitalization just takes it one step forward by interarranging it with text, photographs, voices, and making life a little more interesting. But for every organization to move that path, whether it is enhanced in way or a basic way, the pegging order of priorities has to be there with any organization. It's not limited to the MSME segment at all. When I say pegging order, where is the level of importance that they give even automation? Digitalization comes one step later. Is it one process of the organization like manufacturing they want to attend to, or is it accounts, or is it none of the above and they're happy with where they are? The promoter has to have a benefit which is there. What will a promoter benefit from? He'll be able to do what he needs to do. As a promoter, he'll be able to think on the organization's growth rather than firefighting. He'll be able to create value because he's going to get extra time out of it. Rather than chasing the day-to-day transaction running of a business, he'll be able to get a little better. With due respect, time management, and hence a better work-life balance. Now, while the pandemic has thrown up a lot of things where SMEs worked around, collaborated, I'll just share with you a simple example of a person who was here with us a day before. He does complete processing of chicken, freezing it, and selling it. Now, the transaction process is so deep that he ends up spending 18 to 20 hours a day working. Today, his need is not a CRM. Today, his need is possibly a higher level of an equipment which will be able to process the freezing or the freezing process faster. So this is where a line of thought comes in, is that what is it that you need? What is it that one needs to do? Yes, there is limited growth capital available. So the funds being limited, we are chasing funds. Hiring and retaining of manpower or personnel power in an MSME or SME segment is of critical importance. So if I wanted to get into the digitalization process, I would possibly look at getting a person who will understand what I need, who will be able to implement it, will be that bridge between the information technology and the digitalization part and the organization. If I were to look at information communication technology, ICT, I would simply break it as technology that helps you communicate better and keep you better informed. But that could be an application on a phone, that could be a properly integrated ERP solution at the back end, that could be AI, that could be augmented reality, that could be anything depending on what you need. A very simple example, and please don't take me otherwise, is long back, people started buying financial accounting software. That software used to get updated once in 10 days. Nobody had a requirement for the figures, only during quarter, half yearly, or annual. Today, if you see, that item of a software is used quite extensively. Even the local Kirana guys are using it today to maintain themselves. People have seen, I mean, when I say when an organization or a promoter in an MSME or a micro side gets into a inside the box kind of a situation, and obviously in that situation, nobody will be able to think outside. A simple example, our local catchment area, Kirana shop, who was a good doing business, he suddenly stopped getting to use the credit cards of people. He said, I'm being charged 3%. The same gentleman would give on an overall bill a 10% discount. So these are certain things which one has to break through to reach that particular point. I mean, there are a number of stories of success. But what critically a digital transformation will do is it will help you analyze data better, to understand your market, your competition, customers may be one step ahead. You've got a whole lot of tools that are there which are being used today, starting from the Googles of the world to the Zohos of the world, everybody there. Critically, if I were to look at enhancement in decision making, it would be optimizing of operations. A simple example is when we say logistics, we are talking national, we are talking global, but an MSME is almost every time in a regional level and more than enough of times is in a catchment zone. So a transportation may not be a fleet. A transportation could be as small as a trolley rickshaw. A small little device on a trolley rickshaw will be able to track, will be able to route optimize, will be able to ensure faster delivery. So we don't have to think that it has to be always on that. So when we talk digitalization, one doesn't have to think that you have to think about the entire globe. The movement there has to be in baby steps. And this is where it starts, a district to a state, state to a zone, zone to a country. The zone can be dropped out and the country can come as a stages of evolution. The other is automating workflows. Automating workflows are very simple. You use the financial accounts, you use any kind of a thing. I mean, geo, you don't have to be a geo to use a chatbot. You can be anyone who uses a chatbot simply because you are asked the same question 20 times a day. At least save on those 19 phone calls. Let the other 19 be answered by an automated voice. I mean, here, artificial intelligence, machine learning, all of them come into a very large amount of play, and they do help out a lot. As I said, a lot of an n number of solutions are available either at a machine level or a process level or a customer level. It is just there available. And what Romsha said, that today it is not an asset-heavy model. Today it is a subscription. You want to use a designing software for 6 months and you don't have a need for another year. You don't have to spend 2.5 lakh of rupees buying that. Just use it for 6 months and move on. But yes, one critical aspect is the technology provider on the digital platform or the software side of the platform have to think and understand that India is a part of Bharat. Bharat is not a part of India. Because India lives in 6 to 8 cities, Bharat lives in the rest of the country. So to reach, there has to be language optimization. To reach, one has to understand what the SME landscape is, what is the actual need. Is there a relevance? I mean, let us say, for example, there is a cotton grower in Maharashtra and there is a buyer in Karnataka. The buyer in Karnataka can go advertise in English and Hindi, but the person in Maharashtra would need to have a local language. Yes, possibly here, maybe an image or maybe a digital interference or a digital interjection, which will get him to understand what it is. These will then add value. So my humble read out of the entire thing is that at a basic level, if a need is required, there are organizations like the SME Technology Development Council, which one can reach out to. Any government, private, quasi-government, business incubators or accelerators can help you connect at a smaller level. And when I'm saying MSME, I am not saying that an organization with 100 people, 200 people, 300 people. MSMEs can also be organizations with less than 100 people. As an ultimate benefit of digitalization, as a promoter, I would think of it as giving me an additional mental peace, giving me time to do things which will help. So I guess this is where I would call it from my side. And thank you once again for this great opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mohanty. So we will take the questions at the end of the panel discussions. So I invite straight away Mr. Prem Naraindas, founder and CEO, Katonic.ai. Mr. Prem Naraindas is going to talk on how AI can supercharge small and medium business growth. So over to you, Mr. Prem.
Yeah, thank you, Mahesh. Can you guys hear me all right?
Yes.
Okay. So firstly, look, I want to thank everyone for giving me this opportunity. And coming from a business community, I'm a Singh, so I understand all the pains of business and running a, like I'm the founder and the CEO of the company, which is, in my opinion, a small company at this moment. So I understand, the pain areas of the SMEs, and one of the reason we are here is to see how we can use AI to help enterprises. So my name is Prem, Naraindas. I've spent last 10 years of my life, so I have overall 20 years of experience helping organizations use IT to transform business. But last 7-8 years, I've mostly spent helping organizations use AI to benefit. And I think, there's a point, AI has come to a point where we should be able to leverage SMB as well, right? I mean, AI 3-4 years back used to be expensive, complex, but now with the, technology advancement of self-service analytics, AI, auto ML, I think, it's a good time to look at how SMEs can leverage AI at a very low cost, but at the same time without data scientists and IT analysts and things like that. So having said that, so Katonic was born with an intent to help organizations use AI. In the last 2 years, we've helped a lot of large organizations, and we've built a lot of assets. We have multiple patents, and we built platforms which Googles of the world have been building in the last 5-10 years. So we have a platform. So we are launching an SME, a platform for SME. We call it Katonic Business IQ, which we'll be launching in a week or two, using all the best practices, the lessons learned, and the assets we have gathered in the last many years, helping large organization and make it affordable for the masses. I think Devjyoti, I like the India and Bharat analogy. So we want to build AI for Bharat, not just India, right? And not just for the enterprises, but for everybody. And I think one of the key takeaway from Devjyoti is maybe we should look at adding more languages in our platform. Maybe I'll talk to my technical team to make it add more languages. So thanks Devjyoti for that feature of feature idea in the product. Yeah. So let me now share my screen. I mean, I definitely don't want to bore you with a lot of talk. So let me quickly share my screen. Let me know if you're able to see the screen. Yeah. Okay. Are you guys able to see? Can somebody just confirm?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. So we are Katonic, and the product I'm going to talk about is Business IQ. And Romsha said, look, digitization is important. My dad was a businessman. He used to say, Prem, do cheez yaad rakhna, dhanda badhana hai, kharcha kam karna hai. Right? That's all. The business is all about that. So when I was in a small shop, it was easy because dhanda badhana, I knew, kaise customers ko leke aana dukaan mein. And then kharcha kam karna, I knew, how to do that. But then with the digitization, channels have increased. Now you have no more physical, but you have digital. And I think Chandrakant said, doing business from home. That's something which I like. Right now, every business is a business. You're doing mostly from home. In fact, my company, we started 2 years back. We are completely a digital organization, right? So that's the future. And now once people get the taste of digitization and the convenience, they'll expect it. So as a small and medium business, you are definitely competing with large organizations. So in order to be competitive, you definitely have to offer engaging, like the new generation, they want it to be engaging, right? They are happy to pay more money for convenience, more money for engagement, right? So, and with new channels coming in, right, you're not just selling physical, but you're selling digital, which means that you're doing digital marketing, which means that you're doing, sales, you have CRM. So what has happened is, in order to run the business now, you have to do a lot of things. You have to do marketing, sales, you have to do, so many functions, HR, legal. And if you're a large organization, you can afford to have many people doing that. But as a small organization, you are wearing multiple hats. One day, you're doing accounting using, Khata book, QuickBook. And the other day, you're sitting on digital marketing using, Google Analytics and all that, which is good, right? Which has helped you, leapfrog from not being digital a few years back to being digital. And you have to do that. I think Romsha said that if you don't don't adopt digitization, you will get extinct. And McKinsey, forget McKinsey. I mean, anybody will tell you. I mean, even you yourself know that you have to become data driven, because धंधा बढ़ाना है और खर्चा कम करना है, तो you should first know धंधा कहाँ से आ रहा है, and if you should know खर्चा कहाँ से आ रहा है, right? अभी with the digitization, you have physical, you have digital, so your data is in your sales data is in your sales systems, your customer lead data is in your CRM system, your invoices are somewhere else, and you are using tools for that, which is good. But then unless you have a holistic view, you will struggle, right? And everybody will tell you should use data. Data is the new oil. Yes, it is new oil, but it is very messy. It is all over the place, right? Data is not in one location, right? Data is there in 40, 50, 60, 70, sometimes 100 locations. And the other thing is, once you get the data, you have to clean it up. No? Otherwise, it doesn't make sense, right? Oil, you have to extract, refine. And so, a lot of these large organizations can afford, right? They can, spend millions of dollars pulling the data from various sources, having, thousands of data scientists do that. But you as a SMB, number one challenge is how do I get the data, right? In your case, it could be just 14, 15, systems. And then how do I, without me having a IT team or just one IT guy who's like a jack of all doing everything. So these are the two challenges you'll encounter, right? And that's where, we come in. So what we are looking at doing is we are going to help you connect all your data into one location, right? Without any code, no complicated code, right? You just go, you connect to your, Google Analytics, you connect to your Khata book, you connect to your, whatever systems you have. We have connectors for that. If you don't have, our promise is that we will build it. And what it means is that you are able to now bring all your data into one place. And we're not being very short-sighted. So it doesn't mean that you have to bring all your data into Katonic. You can bring your data into your data warehouse, Excel, wherever. So we have destinations and we have source systems, right? So we cater to over 100 sources, but destination can be your Excel, your desktop. It can be your data warehouse, or if you outsource your IT to somebody, you can put it there, or you can bring the data on our platform, right? So that's the first thing we help you do. And that's the important thing, right? I mean, people will tell you ki AI use karo, bas AI use karenge, but then before that you need data. Na? Data ke bina AI doesn't make sense. So your first step in the journey is to bring all the data into one place. Now, once you brought the data, now the data, because it is coming from different systems, the data is very, very different, right? I mean, some data is structured, some is unstructured. Now you need to marry the data. So you need to have a single view of the customer ki bhai, what's his name, what's his address, kya kya isne kharida tha. So you need to have a single view, which you need to clean and prepare the data, right? Before you can start even getting any analytics out of it. So that's where we have this Katonic Studio, where you can drag and drop, transform the data. But at the same time, if you are an expert, you can use Python and scripts to, have very specific data. And we also understand that not everybody is tech savvy. So we've partnered with over 15 companies in India now, and we're looking at partnering with over 1,000 companies. So if you're a small and medium IT company, reach out to me. We will help other, our SME brothers to see how we can, help them adopt AI, right? Because not everybody is tech savvy. Although I'm saying it is very easy, it requires a little bit of learning curve, and not everybody be willing to learn, and not everybody might have time to learn, right? So that's the second thing. So you brought all your data into one location. Now by dragging and dropping, you clean the data, you got a 360-degree view, and you build beautiful dashboards, right? Now you can share these dashboards with your employees, so and you automate everything. So your data, I think, someone mentioned that, earlier the data, we used to refer to the data 7 days back. Now you want reports every 15 minutes, every 5 minutes. So whatever I told you, pulling the data into one location, transforming the data, and refreshing the dashboard, that becomes completely automated. So we automate it on the system, on the platform. So it is a one-time activity where you connect all your sources, do the transformation, build dashboard. You can share it with everybody. We have the dashboarding capability on the platform, unlimited. You can share it with whomever you like. And now what you are able to do is start visualizing and getting a 360-degree of your data. I did marketing last week. Now I'm seeing sales has increased. So let me spend a little more, right? So these are the questions they'll ask you. In the end, it is about business. So you want to know where you should, are you marketing enough? If you're marketing, what channel should you market? Which products are selling more? Where should I get discount? And that you cannot get until you have a 360-degree view. So yes, look, you will say, ye to BI hai, business intelligence hai. We are all doing this for many, many years. Yes, you're doing, but now we are providing all these three capabilities in one platform. But at the same time, I agree, right? Giving you a dashboard will tell you what has happened. But you want to know, what might happen, right? Okay, my last 3 years sales is this, but I want to know next 2 weeks sales is how much, and do I need to hire more people? So you have this, you want to be predictive and prescriptive, and that's the only way you can be more competitive, right? And that's where the AI comes in. So far, there was no mention of AI because there was no AI. Because unless you don't bring all your data into one place and build dashboard, you cannot do anything with AI. I mean, it is, people might, tell you, but I'm telling you from my experience, you need to do this, right? It takes 3 to 4 months to do what I told you, right? To bring all your data, have some nice reports, start gathering descriptive, and then you need to bring in AI, right? So some of these tools which you're using, they will tell you, yeah, we have AI. Yes, there is AI. So if you're using marketing tool, they might have AI which will tell you some insight, but that is a very siloed insight. No? You want a holistic view, right? At the same time, if I tell you, a customer, will do something, you will ask me, why, right? Because why, as a businessman, you want to know kyun ho raha hai, right? So you want explainable AI. You just don't want the results, but you want, and at the same time, you want your team to build more and more, because no business is same. I can't tell you, mere paas pre-built pipeline hai, it will cater to every industry. It's not possible. So there, we need to empower you to build models. So that's where what we have done is we have pre-built pipelines for not industry specific use cases from. So we have time series. So if you have forecasting, so we have forecasting pre-built auto ML. So we have 3 or 4 categories of AI. We pre-built that. Takes about couple of hours to understand. We offer training, and you are now able to drag and drop and build AI models, and it's abstracted, right? In the end, for you, what it means is that you are getting insights from the data, which is not only telling you aaj kya ho raha hai, but it will tell you what is going to happen just by dragging and dropping. And the output of this, now you can actually include it in your dashboard. So your dashboards are not only telling you what is my 3-year last sales, but it will also tell you next 4 weeks what is the sale. You can forecast your marketing spend. So there's a lot of use cases. I don't have much time today, but happy to spend more time with you guys. But what does that mean to you, right? What it means to you is that now automatically, without spending many months, and trust me, without spending thousands, like all the things I told you, there are probably products for that. There is a product in the market which will tell you, I'll pull all the data and bring it in one place. There's a product which will tell you. So, but you're trying to burst silos, but you're creating again 3-4 silos. You have another 3-4-5 products to burst silos, right? So that's where we have differentiating ourselves. Whatever I told you is part of one platform. We are going to make it very affordable. Now, what it means to you is that once you spend that initial few months of building the dashboard, building those AI models, and of course we have partners to help, you are now sitting and getting insights specific to your business on your data, built for you at a cost which you can, which is not going to hurt your pocket. And this technology is powered by open source technology, which is powering Google, Uber's, Facebook's of the world. In fact, I call myself Katonic a buffet of buffet. We've taken the best of the open source tools from various technology and we build this. So on the top, it might look simple, but in the bottom, it's like a duck. A lot of things are happening, but we're going to give you that to you, abstracted all the complexity. So this is what it means to you. And today, the good news is that we're going to launch this in a few weeks. We are going to offer 3-month for all the SMEs who are associated with SME Chamber of India. Just go to Katonic.ai. There is a sales form. Just fill it. And send your details. As soon as we launch, we will reach out to you. We'll handhold the first 100 customers because we want to ensure that we get the right feedback and then incorporate that. So yeah, I think that completes my presentation. Happy to take any questions. And look, I'm really excited about offering the AI to Bharat and India, right, at a fraction of cost. So thanks, everybody. I'll stop sharing it.
Thank you, Prem. It's very interesting and very useful presentation, rather. I'm sure that this information will be very beneficial to SME sector. And when you're launching or when you're promoting, kindly let us know so that we can connect with our SMEs. Rather, my interest is, as you said, that how we can support the SME sector to convert their data into power,
yes,
fuel, and commercialization. Because most of the companies are not commercializing their the ideas or aspect or particularly some views into commercialization. Even views also should be commercialized. मुझे कुछ idea है तो मुझे उसको convert कैसे करना है, that is a point now we have to think. And Corona has taught many things to each and every person now. Think commercial, do commercial, and benefit through commercialization.
I agree, Chandrakant. So as coming from business community, it is very simple. How do we use AI to increase dhanda and reduce cost? right? So
Yes.
that is the whole thing, right? In the end, that's what matters as a business and especially as a small and medium business. So again, thank you.
Yes.
Over to you guys. Yeah, it was a pleasure.
Romsha, what is your message, particularly to MSME sector? Those are, searching for any type of smart business solutions, because see, look at the Google. Google is having more than at least, I think, 90 partners. Okay, 90 partners through their G Suite or others aspect, the applications they are providing, platforms are providing, even documentation system also providing. How the Tata Tele Business Services is having this kind of partners where we can utilize, where we can convert that services to beneficial to SME sector.
So, recently we have started doing a lot of plug and play solutions, providing plug and play solutions. Like a very recent partnership which we have done is with Zoom. So this particular webinar which we are doing is the Zoom platform brought to you by Tata Business Services. So while we understand that, at times, as Devjyoti sir was also mentioning that it's always not a big thing which small and medium enterprises need. It's a small things which, can help these small businesses do well. So while we realize that, in this COVID-19 situation, collaboration is very, very important. And we realize that, Zoom is providing that one kind of a unified communication platform. But a lot of small and medium enterprises will feel hesitant to go to an organization like Zoom or these bigger firms. That's where our television services comes into picture, because we have the expertise to know how a small and medium enterprises organization have been working in this country, and what exactly suits them. So they have host of products when it comes to Zoom. They have Zoom meetings, they have Zoom webinars, and within Zoom meetings, Zoom webinars, there are loads of features which may or may not be required by an SME as per the requirement. So that's where organization like us comes into picture. Do a consultation with them, try to understand exactly the pain area, exactly the problem statement, and then plug in the products required by them. So Zoom is one of the example which I can quote, because it's a very recent partnership which we have done. Similarly, a lot of WAN networking solution, which cybersecurity solution. I mean, I can talk about McAfee and all of the words which are there to provide a lot of security solutions. But does it suffices the need of small and medium enterprises? I'm really not sure. And that's where we, as a consultant to all these enterprises, come to picture, try to understand exact need, and then help them provide the solution. So that will be my
Yes.
answer.
Okay, good. That's very interesting. Some of members have mentioned that, Mr. Suresh Babu has suggested that, can we have, why cannot India can have our own AI, one all-in-one setup? The question is, why can't Indian can have our own all-in-one setup? Prem, can you give some
So
information?
Chandrakant, can you elaborate? So when you say single AI for,
He has given a very short question, but I suggest Suresh Babu, can you just give me some detailed questions, so that Prem or someone can give a proper idea. So anyway, let me come back to Mr. Mohanty. Mr. Mohanty, usually the SME sector, particularly when they or even manufacturing industry, when they go for a market for identifying the technology, when there is a huge technology setup is there. Rather, I'm going to come back to Tata Tele Business Services, or any other my partners, where they can provide all solutions, systematic solutions, the segment-wise solutions. Where suppose if I have to go for only HR, I can see the 10 HR solutions, or the platforms. I can select that. Even they should be given the proper the marking, or star also, or remarks with that this is product good. So I'm integrating all this system. So what is your suggestion on this matter, Mr. Monty?
That kind of a solution platform, if made available, will definitely help. And it is not just for the MSME. It is not only for an organization that is 5 to 10
Yes.
years old. It is valid for a startup. The only place where it comes across is as business incubators, one can provide some amount of service to these people, but for a shorter period. I don't think there is any platform like this. The only platforms are search engines, and that one cannot say always is 100% validated kind of a thing. But yes, there is no such solution that, as you said, human resources, CRM, customer management, basic legal ID thoughts. If I want to do business in Canada, what do I need to do? Most of us really don't know where to go. We end up asking Google, or we end up asking somebody, and that is where we sometimes get into that
Okay.
difficult zone.
Okay. Another point I would like to give you some insight about one of our arm, that is a SME Technology Development Council. If your foundation or even Prem, if you are looking for a particularly contribution in this matter, Romsha, you can also think for integrating or connecting or a recommendation of the stalwarts from the technology point of view, IT, ICT or ITS or any type of digital platform. This SME Technology Development Council, we are integrating the experts, the companies, the service providers, and value addition providers, as well as commercialization and investment also. To integrating all these companies or enterprises or people to provide a value addition services to MSME sector, particularly those are into manufacturing. Because if you adapt advanced technology, automation, or ready for a fourth or fifth industrial revolution, because digital revolution is happening side by side, industrial revolution is happening. So I'm thinking to bring, and I'm rather started bringing a lot of stalwarts on this. So whether your foundation is looking for more cooperation or collaboration in this matter.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. I mean, today is, as Romsha was saying, and it was collaboration earlier, but today it is definitely a more open and acceptable collaboration. I mean, it is, as you said, sir, monetization is one part, but if tomorrow somebody feels that A can provide some service in 5 minutes and that helps him, I think that is also a level of happiness you achieve. It may not be money always, but yes, we will explore this option. Sir. We are more than happy. We're more than happy.
Good. Okay. Anyone would like to share any last point or suggestion or?
Yeah, Chandrakant, I think there was a question around security. Yeah, a lot of customers. So I talked about AI bringing data into one place. So a lot of customers are, I'm not comfortable sharing the data. So there are three things I want to just highlight. So one, when I talked about bringing all the data into one place, I did mention that you don't have to necessarily bring it into the Katonic platform. It can be, we have so you can bring all the data into one destination. So that destination could be on-prem, or if you are a modern company, it could be your cloud, right? But if you're comfortable, if your data is coming from 10 companies, your data is already there with Google and Facebook. And if you're comfortable, you can bring the data onto the cloud. And the other thing we offer is we also offer an enterprise version where the platform comes where the data is. So you can install it on your cloud. It's a separate installation. So we have SaaS because we have to make it cost effective, but at the same time we have enterprise edition where you can install it either on your cloud. So we have partnerships with AWS and Microsoft globally and India, so that the data doesn't leave India if at all customers are particular. So just wanted to answer that. I hope that answers the question someone asked. So back to you. Yeah.
Thank you. Rather, Ajit Garde, one of our participant, has also mentioned some points that also I welcome, and we will definitely work on it. And those are having some questions, or those are looking to understand more about they can share their email IDs. They can send the email later on with the company details or their questions on director@smechamber.com, so that we can answer your query. We can support you. Other Tata Tele Business Services is very much keen to give you value addition services. Those are looking to change the platform, change the system, or change the service provider. There they can also work. And because my role or my chamber's role to provide a value addition services to your business. So I'm sure that today's webinar is useful and informative for all of you. I'm sure that all of you must definitely will take some particularly advantages of this platform. and Mr. Mohanty or Prem or Romsha, let us have a collaboration for knowledge sharing regularly, continuity for benefit of our SME sector.
Absolutely.
With this word, I'm thankful to all of you for sharing your valuable time, sharing your knowledge, and sharing your thoughts for the pertaining to SME sector. So all the best to all the participants, and thank you very much for participating. And those will be listening or recording, or I suggest if you have some certain ideas, certain some, or even you come across any solution and you like that solution, and to convey our friends in our SME sector, please share. Sharing knowledge is not a chargeable, but selling knowledge is a chargeable. So don't worry for that. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Yeah,
sir.
thank you,
All the
Chandrakant.
best. Thank
Thank
you.
you, everyone.
Hi,
Listeners.
Chandrakant.
Yes, yeah, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.